Hey guys, today's podcast is called Nurture is an Inside Job. As a therapist, a big theme that I see is how we humans have a natural inclination to outsource our nurture to others versus give it to ourselves. We look to authority figures, romantic partners, and even healthcare professionals to attune to us. And when they don't, instead of getting a clue and taking up the slack to nurture ourselves, we betray ourselves or abandon ourselves. I remember when I first started out as a therapy intern and how I expected my supervisor, Dave, to play the role of good parent to me. When he did not, insisting against my protest that I counsel people that I was not remotely equipped to see, instead of giving up on him and being true to myself by finding another internship, I stayed put and I abandoned myself, clinging to false hope that sooner or later I could win Dave's approval. This was paramount because unconsciously, winning Dave's approval would allow me to win my father's approval at long last. As disgusted as I am with Dave for not better attuning to me at that time, I am more disgusted with myself for having refused to do this for myself and for having continued to expect it from him. In retrospect, I now see that Dave was not good. And I see that I was objectifying him, using him to help me prove to myself that I am worthy and lovable, as if anyone else can possibly be a credible source of truth on this subject. You see, when we expect others to nurture us, we are using them in order to prove something to ourselves, that we are worthy of nurture, that we are lovable. If I were Dave, I would not want the intern I'm supervising to expect me to play parent to her. I would not want to be in that position. I'd want the intern to be a grown up, pushing back and doing right by herself, even if that makes waves. When I finally realized how bad my father really is, because in his world, only his feelings matter, it was not hard for me to end our relationship because I finally had given myself my own approval and I no longer outsourced this role to him. I was complete with or without him. And so I could do right by myself when it became apparent who he truly is. I have seen my clients come to a place of complete healing and homeostasis when they stop outsourcing their nurture and approval to others and give this to themselves. Before we get to this place, however, we have to allow the scales to fall from our eyes. Looking back, I see how blind I was with Dave because he reminded me of my father, who I still viewed as good. In retrospect, I see Dave was not good, but I was a fool, still giving people the benefit of the doubt. When we are blind to what's wrong with our parents, it makes us blind to seeing the same things in others. When I see my clients be blind to the wickedness of their parents, they find themselves in relationships with people who echo those parents as they are unconsciously drawn to those people. I recall how in graduate school, one of my friends in one of our counseling classes told me that he and his friend thought one of our instructors was a narcissist. When he pointed out why, I just couldn't see it. All I could picture when I thought of this instructor was his smile, which reminded me of my father. And thus I concluded, even though he might have some narcissistic traits, he was still just sweet at the end of the day. Of course, I concluded this. He was so much like my dad. Why was it hard for me to see who my father really was? Well, for one, his narcissism is covert, and he has some truly good qualities. No one is all bad. But it's also something I see commonly in my clients where we just need to believe that one of our parents is good. To acknowledge that they are both toxic leaves us too alone when we are still refusing to nurture ourselves. We cling with everything in us to the implicit belief that that parent is good in order to have hope that one day they will acknowledge our goodness. It's just around the corner, we tell ourselves. Maybe next time I see them, they'll give me the recognition that I am so desperate for. ... We are dead set on winning our parents' approval and dead set against waking up to the truth that there is no winning, just losing. That's because real winning requires us to become our own trustworthy mirror and to give ourselves our own true reflection. Winning entails no longer outsourcing this to anyone else, but nurturing ourselves by seeing our own inherent goodness and potential. If you haven't already done at least one integration exercise on this podcast, let's do one right now. In fact, you can never do too many. I want you, wherever you are, unless you're driving, to close your eyes, and I want you to see your young self at age 8. I want you to get down on her level and to look her in the eyes and say, and of course I'm going to use my name here, but please insert your own name. Say, little Bronwyn, I see you, and you are so precious to me. I see how alone you feel and how it makes you believe that there is something inherently wrong with you. But I need you to see what I see now and to know what I know. The reason that you are emotionally neglected is not a reflection of you at all or your worth, but 100% a reflection of the issues of your parents. So let's do this. Let's put all the shame that you feel right now into this big cardboard box, and let's just throw it right in the middle of the ocean and let it sink down to the bottom. Because that shame is not yours, and it never was. Little Bronwyn, I see you, and I am so pleased with you because I see what's on the inside, your heart. I see all of you, the good, bad, and the ugly, and it is a net good in my eyes. You won my approval the day you were born because it's your heart that I love. It's what's on the inside. And you will have my approval until the day you leave this earth. There's nothing you could do to ever jeopardize that, to ever detract from it, or to ever add to my love or approval. I will be in the front row seat of your life, and I will be your number one fan, cheering you on from here on out. And now that you have me and can never lose me, you are free to disappoint the hell out of everyone else in order to be true to you. I'm sorry that it's taken me so long to see you and how I allowed you to feel so alone and so desperate for so long. I had no idea how much you needed me or how important I am to you. I was blind, but my eyes are starting to open, and I am committed to winning back your trust in me. I will never abandon you again. You can't shake me. Your feelings matter to me, little Bronwyn, and they are valid. They're there for a very good reason. And I am going to be here to validate those feelings and to feel them together with you, because what's shareable is bearable. Those feelings will never overwhelm you again because that's how they feel in isolation. But we're going to feel them together from here on out. I will meet your needs, and I'm happy to do so. because you are not a burden to me, but a delight. And nurturing you actually nurtures me too. I will be the trustworthy mirror that you have been looking for to give you a true reflection of you. And in fact, my reflection is the only one that you can trust from here on out. So I want you to take her by the hand and say, come on, little brown one, let's get the hell out of here. This is not a good place for a precious little girl like you. And you walk her right out of that house and you close that door firmly behind you. And then you look down at her and you say, here we are in the light of the sun, little brown one, where everything is crystal clear. And it's a new day for us. We have each other now. We're a unit. And I am so excited to make up for lost time. All right, guys, please share this with a friend. Please subscribe to my podcast and please give me a great review. Thank you so much for listening today.